everybody, Styx here at the Token Minorities, bringing you another episode of Styx versus the top of the ladder, and today I finally have an NU match for this series. This team I'm using was actually one that I threw together in about 5 minutes when I was talking to Jolt and hanging out with him, and I was like, you know what, I am just going to take a bunch of the biggest threats in NU and put them on a team together and see what I can do. And as you can see, those three threats are Girder, Kangaskhan, and Feraligatr. The Mesprit is an Trick Scarfer with Stealth Rocks, Healing Wish, and U-Turn, while the Vile Plume and Slurpuff are to keep me from being swept by Girder and Feraligatr. So, looking at his team, it's actually very, very annoying, but I think that my physical walls can be just enough to break him. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into the battle. He leads off with his Garbodor, and as of always, I lead with my Mesprit. Now, I have no reason to not go for the trick first turn, so that's just what I go ahead and do, because nothing on his team will really enjoy a Choice Scarf. The only thing I'm seeing that could potentially do something with it is either the Xatu or the Spiritomb. The Spiritomb only if it's the Trick Choice Band set, and the Xatu, again, if it's the Trick Spec set. He goes into his Audino, I give it a Scarf, and I am able to get up my rocks because I don't think he will want to go into his Xatu right now. And seeing that his Audino has locked itself into knockoff, I just go for the U-turn and figure that I can set up and start hitting stuff with one of my guys. And I decide that that will be Feraligatr because I will be able to get a free Swords Dance, and even the Seismitoad will be hit hard by a +2 Ice Punch. As he does go into said Seismitoad, as I do set up a Swords Dance. Now I am a +2 Feraligatr. I don't think there's anything he can do to OHKO me except for burn me with Scald, which will just delay the inevitable, really. But I go for the Ice Punch. It doesn't quite do 50%. As he sets up his rocks. Now I guess he knew that he would live it, or take less than 50%, but now I don't understand why he switched out. He goes into his Garbodor, I guess sacking it maybe, but either way I just decided to go for another Swords Dance. If he Scald Burns me, there's really nothing I can do anyway, and I figure I may as well just start denting his entire team. As I figure out why he goes into his Garbodor, as the Aftermath and Rocky Helmet do a ton to me. Now right here he goes into his Spiritomb. I was thinking that he would maybe have the Choice Banded Sucker Punch and that would KO me, so I decided to go for the Aqua Jet. Unfortunately, that doesn't do enough. Had I gone for Waterfall, I probably would have outsped and just straight up KO'd it and then swept his team. But either way, he takes me out. But now I am free to go into my Kangaskhan, who is an Assault Vest and also has Scrappy, meaning that my Drain Punches and Power Up Punches will be super effective against it. I go for the Frustration, and it doesn't quite KO. However, I don't really mind if my Kangaskhan gets burned because I do have Healing Wish on Mesprit, and I would just go right back into it. His Will-O-Wisp misses, which is fortunate for me. However, it really doesn't affect anything. Like I said, I would have just healed it off. I have Aromatherapy, I have Healing Wish. And he goes into his Xatu right now. Had my Kangaskhan been burned, I would have immediately went out into my Girder and just went for the knockoff. As it is revealed right here that he is actually a Calm Mind Rocky Helmet Xatu. Or, no, he does not reveal it yet, as he just goes for the Roost. Now I decide to set up with a Power Up Punch, which hits it very hard as he just recovers back to full health. But we were talking after the battle, and he just talked about how that Wisp was huge. However, like I said, the Wisp would have just caused me to go into a Girder, and Xatu, even at +1, would not have been able to KO me, as it did have Psyshock and Dazzling Gleam, neither of which had a chance to KO. But anyway, my Kangaskhan just takes out his Xatu with Frustration, as Rocky Helmet does take me down. So on the double down, I decide to go into my Vileplume, actually predicting the Seismitoad. Now that is a great matchup for me, and right here, they just scoop. I know it's in the middle of a battle, but because of the ranking of this person, I decided that it would be a really good battle to showcase, as they were ranked at 1693, which was good enough for #1 on the ladder. Now, they said the burn really affected the outcome of the game. I really don't think he had much of a chance because of my because of his Xatu being at +2. My Kangaskhan still would have done a ton. With frustration, my girder would have knocked off when he was at +1, which would have KO'd it. But either way, that's the first battle in this set, and we go to this next one, which is a Little Cup match. Yay, I love Little Cup. But I'm using the same team, except I replace Scraggy with a Timber. I just figured that I needed the priority and a little more bulk. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and jump right into the battle. As usual, I lead with my Diglett, predicting either the Onyx or the Tortuga, as he does go for the Onyx. Now, I know that this is the sturdy Berry Juice set, so I just go for the Rock Slide to get enough damage off to where Earthquake will KO. And I actually get the flinch, meaning that this Onyx will go down without damaging me or getting rocks up at all, meaning that this is an immediate 6-5 advantage for me, and I just had to keep the pressure up. He goes into his Phantup now, and I just decide to get my rocks up, as it will break Magnemite and Tortuga's Sturdy, and any Focus Sash. Maybe he has it on his Manfu, probably not. But he just goes for the Horn Leech, and right here I just decide to get a little bit of damage off, and I sack my Diglett to this Phantom. And right here, it's a little bit earlier than I usually bring it out, but I just decided to bring in my Fletchling to start hitting stuff with Acrobatics. Now, he could have switched into his Magnemite, but I guess he did not want to risk the overheat, as I very well could have gone for that to KO the Phantom. But right here he goes into his Tortuga, and I actually love this matchup because my Fletchling actually does not have U-turn on it at all. It has Acrobatics, Swords Dance, HP Grass, and Overheat. HP Grass can actually straight up KO non-defensive Tortugas, as it is revealed that this one is an offensive Shell Smash set. So I get a free KO right here. And right here I am sitting very pretty because he is forced to go into his Magnemite, and the electric move is very obvious. So I just decided to go into my Chinchou. Now, Chinchou does have Volt Absorb, meaning it will not take anything from electric attacks, and I can just Volt Switch out. And also, since it's water, it will not take that much damage from a Flash Cannon. Right here, I just decide to go for the Volt Switch because he will obviously switch out, and if he did not, well, I would have just saluted him for a good play. As Mienfoo comes out, and it is not Eviolite, meaning that I can just go back into my Fletchling and nail something with Acrobatics, as his Mienfoo just gets straight up KO'd. I guess he maybe predicted me to go for the Overheat, predicting the Magnemite to come in, as it does come in right here. And unfortunately, I switch... Oh, not unfortunately. I end up switching into my Abra, as he double switches into his Abra. I'm really not sure what the logic behind that was, but either way, my Abra's sashed. All I need to do is just knock this Abra down to its sash, and I will essentially have game, which I already do anyway. But it is revealed that this Abra does not have a Focus Sash. Maybe it was Choice Scarf, Specs, I don't know, maybe even Life Orb. Either way, I take out his Abra, all he has left is Magnemite, meaning that whatever he locks himself into is kind of a checkmate position. And that will be the game. As you can see, this guy was ranked at 1527, which I believe was number 36 on the ladder. And yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.